catch it. I was just having small talk with my friend Sai. There she is. That's what I'm talking about. That's a G right there. She is and remains one of my favorite vocalists walking the planet. Um, just got through touring Europe. Just got back from Poland. This is real right here. Are y'all watching this? This is real. She I I ran out of I told her this a long time. I've ran out of words when it comes to her. I am such a big fan, and my cousin Cy Smith is joining me here on News from the Service Interest. Fresh from Poland. You don't look
Yeah,
like you went to Poland. You look like you're in California for sure.
I am in California right now, but only for a few more hours. I'm dipping out tonight to go to DC.
You're going
Um,
home.
I'm going home. That's correct. I'm going to Howard's homecoming.
Uh oh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can listen.
Uh
Oh,
oh.
it's oh for some people. It's yay for me because I'm just gonna be in the embrace of so many good friends and loved ones, and I'm gonna see my dad.
I was
So
gonna
that's a
say.
wonderful thing.
I was gonna say, are you gonna get a chance to see Big Cy while you're
Yeah,
there?
exactly. I'm gonna get a chance to go see Big Sci and see a bunch of my friends and family. Maybe hopefully see my brother.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
yeah, so it'll be a good time. And then from DC, I'm coming to see you because
That's right.
and see my folks out in Chicago.
And I meant to mention everybody the site will be in Chicago on the 30th of October, part of the Apogee concert series. Thank you very much. I put that together myself with DJ Duane Powell, and it will be at the Promontory. For more information about that, you can go to promontorychicago.com. So I know you already heard the news about the Promontory, yeah?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I did.
So we try not to do a bunch of postmortems on that, but it's not a happy time, but it's not the worst time. And we are going to
Okay.
run through the tape. We are treating everything as if we're going to be open forever, even though we're not.
Okay.
We're running
Yeah.
through the tape. I've been wanting to ask you, and by the way, I can finally say thank you for the kind words you put on my album when you signed it
Oh,
for
of
me. I
course.
was like, she actually signed this. I'm like,
I
oh.
meant it. I
Oh,
meant every
that
word.
was really nice. I had to catch myself. I was like, oh, there's something about you, your collaboration with Brand New Heavies, your collaboration with Zoe and Tall Black Guy, the work you've done with Foreign Exchange, just and this I'm not. I hope this doesn't come out wrong. Not to take away from what you do as a solo artist, but your ability to be able to collaborate with folks, it's a sign of adaptability. Where do you think you got that from?
Well, thank you. I don't take that the wrong way. I think that's a huge compliment. And I wonder, that's such a good question, Mario. I wonder where I get that from. I think I get that from, you know what, when I was a kid, um, we moved around a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, the first few years of my life, we lived in a lot of different places. And I think I had to adapt a lot just growing up. You
Mm.
know, we started in New York and then we moved from New York to DC and then we moved from DC to Maryland and then for a year I was in Tennessee while my mother went to grad school at Howard. You know, and and,
Wow.
and then and then I went back to Maryland. I was always on the move, and I think I had to adapt and learn how to be okay on any MLK. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
And I think that and I think that my mother and my father instilled in me um, the premise that I belonged in any space that I wanted to be,
Mm.
at all times. Uh, and that meant, from any space. So I was able to, be where kind of wherever I wanted to be. And that meant you take that however you want it to mean. So I
Yeah.
kind of would, I, even musically, I was a B girl just as much as I was a classical girl,
Mm.
you know?
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
yes, I studied piano classically. Yes, I sang all the classical stuff. That was like my training and my upbringing as far as singing went. But I was also like a hip hop girl. I was a B girl. You know what I
Nice.
mean? I
Yeah.
was the girl that sat down with her boombox. We didn't even say boombox. We called it a box. I
Yeah.
sat down with my box and push play and push stop and push play and push stop and wrote down lyrics like anybody else.
That's right.
You know?
That's right. That's right.
Like that was definitely me. I definitely walked to the playground with cardboard and did a backspin.
Nice. I would like to see that. Uh, I wanna just hone in for a second on that brand new heavy stuff, because
Yeah.
as much as I try to be aware of everything, I was not aware of that, and
Oh, really?
I was not, and then I'm like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. That
Yeah.
that seemed to be a very seamless thing. What was it like working with those cats?
Oh, it was wonderful. Michael Ross from Delicious Vinyl had been sort of courting me for that collaboration for a couple of years before it actually happened. And finally, the stars just sort of aligned and made it so that it was able to work out. They came to town. He called me up and was like, "Sai, let's get you in the studio. They're coming to town. Da, 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 da. Let's make it happen." And I was going to be in town, and so we made it happen, and we recorded I don't know 5 or 6 songs over there in Hollywood. And at the time, my understanding was that the album was only going to be released in Korea and Japan.
Hmm.
And this was back when, labels had very specific distribution. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think people really understand, like, that's how it used to be. Labels had, distribution, and the deals would be in certain territories,
Mm-hmm.
you know. um, and those territories were, marked. And so this was a deal specifically for Korea and Japan. And working with those guys was so cool. I really enjoyed Yan, the drummer. Um, he was definitely like, he drove everything. He was like kind of the boss in that he, he definitely wanted to get the job done.
Yeah.
Drew, the bass player, was kind of the guy who smoothed everything out,
Mm.
uh, and just made everything like if there was ever, like, I don't know, anything testy happening, he would make everything smooth out. And Simon was always the comic relief. That was the guitar player.
Mm.
um, and it was just cool. I had a wonderful time working with them. It was a wonderful experience, and I still love those songs that we did to this day.
It
It was good.
sounded
It was a
like
good
it was
time.
a lot of fun. It sounded like it, and that's what made me go, wait a minute, how did I miss this? I should have
It
known
was,
that.
yeah, it was a dream. That was one of my favorite bands. It not was is one of
Mm-hmm.
my favorite bands to this day. Like, that band got me through the last year of high school, So that was a dream come true. And I still am so thankful to Mike Ross to this day for that happening.
We're talking with Cy Smith. It's 47 minutes after the hour. This is WLPN-LP Chicago, 105.5 FM Lumpin' Radio. She's getting her hair done because she's going to Howard's homecoming. And boy, oh boy, Howard. All right, y'all. There's a lot going on in D.C. Y'all take care of my cousin. Don't mess this up. Who's the brother doing your hair?
This is Sir Tony. Say what's up to Sir Tony.
What's
The
happening, brother?
hair, yes, the hairstylist to the stars. He is currently hairstylist to Lettucey. And who else do you do, Tony? He's like Cy Smith.
He in there getting it. He's not paying. He
Yes.
is unfazed by this
Oh God.
multi-million-dollar setup I'm sitting in.
He is an angel, but one of the most talented brothers I know, and has been grinding it out to for years here in Los Angeles, and just he's just an angel. I love him so much.
We talk about
Yeah.
Chicago a lot. There's I don't know what it is about you in this city, but there's people go real hard for you here.
Oh,
Why do you? And I mean, I try to not break my arm, pat myself on the back. But I remember when we did after we did Love, Love, Love,
yeah.
and the reaction still,
Oh,
still, it's the
oh,
weirdest. Nothing I have done has garnered that kind of reaction after
wow,
it was over. The people are
wow,
still on it.
wow.
What is it about this city and you that clicks with people? That what do you think it is?
Oh man, first of all, I'm thankful for it, whatever that is. I love Chicago and I sense a very familiar trait, a familiar characteristic. There's a kinship that I feel with Chicago. And I think there's a couple of cities that I feel that with. When I went to Howard, I noticed it between Chicago and DC, between Detroit and DC,
Mm-hmm.
and between Oakland and DC. Those
Mm-hmm.
were whenever I met people from those cities, there was a familiarity with those folks. And I was like, man, there's something about y'all that feels very familiar. Y'all feel like cousins to me, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Um, and I think there just is something about folks from the Shy that feels like people I know and have known for all my life, you know.
Yeah.
It feels like we're cut from very similar cloth, you know.
Oh, we
And we
are.
eat, yeah, you know, that we've eaten from the same tables and
Yeah,
and sipped from the same teas,
for sure,
for sure,
for sure,
you
for sure.
know.
It's
Yeah, and uh-huh.
I was just gonna say it's hard to. I have to sneeze, and then it went
Uh-oh.
away, and then it went away. That is why that's never happened. I've been doing this show 25 years. I've never sneezed on air
Never
before.
sneezed on air. That's a trip.
That's wild. You
I've never sneezed on stage. That's really a
really?
trip.
That's
Yeah, never.
what? Now see, watch. I have messed it up. You know what? I'm thinking. I don't know if you know this. Next year will be the 25th anniversary of this show. You came to see me when we were at WHPK in that
Uh-huh.
little tiny space many, many
Yeah,
years ago. I think you
yeah.
played at Slicks, and it was you and Mark the Clylo. And
Wow.
you walked in the studio, don't tell your husband this, and you kissed me on my cheek and you gave me a hug. And I was like, oh my God, this has never happened. I'm like, this is different. And I felt just so wonderful about it, just how the genuineness
Oh,
of you and how nice you've been
yeah.
to me over the years. Not just me pleading with you to perform for me at this thing, but just your willingness to come on the air with me and to hang out and to talk and for me to help people get to know you. And what I've seen since the first day, you've managed to continue to be unbelievably consistent and kind. And like this interview came together in literally 2 or 3 clicks on Instagram. Like, look, I need
Yeah.
you to help me out. I got you. Come on the show. Let's do it.
I
So
and you made it happen and I appreciate that. Look, it's a mutual thing. Uh that I show you love and it's not because you show me love, but it just so happens that you show me love
mm,
and I appreciate it.
I
And
thank you. Thank you.
I think that the more that we do that with each other, the more that we'll see it come back around. And man, we need it more today than ever.
Woo, Cy
Um,
Smith, you
because
said a word.
it's getting really real, and it's gonna have to permeate in our communities in real life more than we know.
Yeah.
The internet is not going to be where the revolution happens. It's going to happen in real life.
It's gonna happen
Um,
on these streets. Yeah,
yes,
this is not
it's
it.
going to happen. Yeah, and the love is really going to be where that happens.
Again, friends, Cy Smith on the 30th of October. That's next week, Thursday, at the
Yes,
Promontory. If you want more information about it, you go to promontorychicago.com. And I am telling you, for me, hearing you sing does something for me. When I saw you at City Winery the last time you were here, I think what I remember the most is that you were kind of introducing to us a side of you that you don't really
yeah,
expose, if you will, on stage.
yes,
And it was
yeah.
very obvious that I don't want to say it was hard for you because I don't want to make it sound like I have some kind of inside track on your emotions and feelings.
It's
But
okay.
but as an
It's okay.
observer and knowing you a little bit, I was in the audience like, man, this is a cathartic situation right now. She's
Yeah.
being able to deal with this because you had just lost some folks. I have
Yeah.
in this past, and I'm getting to the point. In this past, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks in Chicago, some heavyweights have said goodbye to us, and then we
Yes.
have the passing of D'Angelo.
Yes.
I want to ask you as we kind of get ready to wrap this up. This isn't
Yes.
the last question, but I do want to ask you: are we underselling how big a deal it was to have D'Angelo on Earth doing what he did?
Mm.
Because he was a cultural icon, and I think we had him up in this place for a little bit, and when he stepped away and came back, I think that's for me. It solidified him as that's that dude. What?
Yeah.
How do you how do you and I saw some of the comments you made after his passing. It was hard for everybody here, side. Trust me.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
how should we be measuring the arc of that
Mm.
brother's career?
I don't know if we're underselling it so much as I don't know if we really understand the magnitude of, and I collectively understand the magnitude of who he was to the culture. Um, and sometimes you don't really know what you have until it's or until they are gone. D'Angelo was more than a musician. He was more than a singer. He was a cultural force, um, in the same way that James Baldwin was a cultural force, you know, um, in the same way that Malcolm X was a cultural force. And I think that all of that will become to known to our knowing as the years go on and we start seeing classes taught about him, and books written and that kind of thing. And people really start doing deep dives into lyrics and his work and his person, you know.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
I know if
yeah.
folks really get into voodoo, that not the practice, the album
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
voodoo,
Yes.
the
Mm-hmm.
stories that are coming out now about how that was created, and
Yeah.
the stuff that he insisted upon, like Roy Hargrove, for
Yes.
example. That I didn't know that,
Yes.
and I'm like, damn, Roy Hargrove is on this album. Just that
Yeah.
kind of thing, and his forward thinking, it's incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For you, Until We Meet Again was your last album. When
Yes.
are you gonna bring us another one of those?
Oh man, Until We Meet Again was a pivotal point for me because honestly, Mario, and I haven't really said this to too many people, when I made that album, I didn't know if I had another one in me. I thought
Mm.
that might be the last one.
Mm.
And that's why it's called Until We Meet Again, because I was like, I don't know if you know,
Oh
this
wow.
might, this might be the last time. Um, because I didn't know if I would have anything else to say, and like I said, we had lost so many people. I had lost so many people, and I was emotionally spent, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Um, when you saw those emotions coming out of me at that show, that was real,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh yes.
Um, but now, after going through what I've gone through since Chicago, if your listeners don't know, I did a little dance with breast cancer since then.
Mm.
Um, I've had some more trials and tribulations that my house caught on fire
Yes.
and had to be built back up. So I've gone through some life things that have made me appreciate even more um, what I have, and now what we're going through with the country. Um, I feel like I got more to say, and so to answer your question, I don't know when a next album is coming, but there will be something coming because I've got some things to say.
Good.
Um, I just
Okay.
don't know when. When they all start coming, and I start writing. it'll
Hmm.
happen, and it'll probably happen pretty quickly, but it's going to happen soon.
I know some people. I'm friends with this guy named Zoe and this dude named Tall Black Guy and Tickalo Tickalo. I know those three dudes. I'm sure if I get on the phone with one of them, they can be like, "Hey, could you tell the others patch in my new term? My
Absolutely.
new term I learned today is patching in. We're gonna patch in this guy for this call." I'm like, "Oh, that's what we're calling it now. All right, we're not gonna call it a three-way
Absolutely.
phone call. We're just gonna patch people in." Um, I love you. I'm a big not just fan of you musically. I'm a fan of you. I
Oh,
always look forward to seeing you coming to Chicago. And please pet the dog for me.
I
Please
will.
please tell your husband I said hello.
I
And
will.
and you have fun in DC tonight, kid.
Thank you.
Don't go too hard in the paint now.
I won't. I
And
promise
and
you that.
if you happen to see that Easy Street while you're out there, you tell Phil I said what's up.
If I run into Easy Street, I surely will. I don't really know him like that, but every now and then I'll see him out and about. So if I see him, I'll definitely
You
tell him.
tell him Mario told me to tell you. He's gonna be like, Mario, what? Yeah, that's my man. Phil Canty's my
I
guy.
will.
I love that
I
dude.
will.
Sai, I will see
And I
you.
love you back.
I thank you. Thank you. I love you very
Yes.
much. And I meant what I said. It means a lot to me that over these 25 years you've been a really big part of me being able to tell people who I've had on my show, and I'm super grateful for that.
I
And
appreciate you.
and we're gonna try to get some heralds in your future.
Yes. Yes. Let's do it. Let's
Let's
do it.
go. Tell your hairdresser he did a fantastic job of not breaking his job, stopping what he had to do. I will see you next week Thursday.
Next week, Thursday, hey folks, you can get tickets at
Yes,
eventbrite.com.
yes,
Just
yes,
look
yes.
up Cy Smith on Eventbrite and they'll come right up, or search Apogee Eventbrite.com. All right. And you'll see me there a week from today.
You be good and take care of yourself. Do you hear me?
Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Right on. Thank you. I appreciate your time, man. You were in Poland 24 hours ago.
It's surely less
R-
than that.
running on the banks of some river or something.
That's right.
I'll see you next week.
All right.
All right.
Peace.
Peace. Cy Smith, everybody. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. That's my people, man. Um, it goes without saying, right? You have to know where a person has been to understand where they're going or trying to go. And her battle with breast cancer was real. That was not a pleasant time, and her surviving that it means a lot. Don't forget, y'all go to, or you can get more information at Promontory Chicago.